Happy Black Friday. So, today, the title of today's message is self love and self compassion. So this morning I got up and I've been reading these two books, one on audio, one on Kindle, fabulous. So both of them pulled out the same thing. Like one of them I was running and they were talking about flexing your self love muscle, woo woo, and then the other one was talking about self compassion and self love. So I'm gonna be honest here and vulnerable and speak my truth. I've always struggled with connection and intimate relationships. Like always, you know? So, this really showed me that the reason that I've struggled with this, self-love. Self-love. I've said before that we can only love others as deeply as we love ourselves, right? But it really showed me, I guess now it's starting to talk about how do you change your behavior. So it really showed me the things that I was doing. And so I had to again self-reflect. I say, okay, I gotta work on this, right? Like I've got to learn to love myself, right? Or maybe love myself on a deeper level. So this was the definition they gave. And it just, man, it was so deep. It just got to me. So it said this. It said, self-love means accepting yourself as the whole person you are, including your gifts and your challenges, your strengths and your work in progress areas. It means being able to give yourself compassion when things are rough. And then it goes on to say, compassion is becoming able to look at yourself closely and honestly and keep appreciating yourself even while you acknowledge your faults and the skills you still need to develop. So those two things are imperative. Like they almost go together. Because if I'm loving myself, then I'm going to be compassionate with myself. Because I find that sometimes it's easier for me to be compassionate with another person than it is for me to be compassionate with myself, to silence that inner critic. So the thing that I thought that was unique and was really, really eye-opening for me was, accepting the whole you, like all of it. Not just, oh, since I'm being a good kid or being a good person, I'm doing this. This makes me a good person. No, you are a great person regardless because you just accept yourself for who you are. And even if I'm working on whatever I'm working on, I have these areas that I need to improve on. This doesn't make me a bad person. These things don't define me because I've accepted myself as I am. I understand that this is something that I struggle with, or this is something that I'm great at, but I'm still the same person. And so then the other thing was the self-compassion was, yes, I have flaws, but I'm not judging them. And when the thing they also said in the book was, when you have a feeling, that's it. It's just a feeling. That's all it is. Or if you do something, it's just something you did. It's nothing to judge yourself from. If anything, it's an opportunity for you to learn. So I just found that to be so eye opening for me because it really allowed me to see that it's okay to be imperfect. Because it's one thing to kind of know that, because I realistically I know that, but it's another thing to just see that on the page and just see those words, that just accepting yourself as you are where you at, you know? And I think I really start to internalize that, and now I believe that it's possible. So the other thing is that I was on the Instagram, that is. Yeah. And I saw this other thing because, like, I'll be transparent and honest here. Like I said before, that intimate relationships have always been a struggle for me, but I think that I've used them to fill a void within myself, right? And you always feel like it's some missing, whatever. But that's because you gotta get it to yourself. Like nothing outside of you can give you that. And so you have to be okay being alone. You know. So this is what the thing said. It said, how do you find self love? Okay, let me go back to that again. So it said, how do you find self love? It says, you dig, you isolate, and you ache from being lonely. You heal, you accept, You look in the mirror and see God. So yes, I've been spending a lot of time alone. Like I'm either reading or I'm journaling or running or something. And so it's been uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm just so used to like being around somebody or talking to somebody on the phone or anything. But it's a little bit uncomfortable, but I'm understanding that on the other side of this is something much greater. Because this is the thing that the book also speaks to. It says there's no way that you can be successful in a relationship if you're not loving yourself and you're not compassionate with yourself. Because this is the thing. This is the other thing they say. They say it's two things to a successful relationship. Number one, you have to find the right partner. And secondly, you have to be the right partner. Because if you don't have yourself together, you're going to pick the right partner, but the other half is not there. You're not going to be able to sustain it because you don't have yourself together. You're not loving yourself. So that was the other thing. I was like, ooh. I said, well, that's why they haven't worked, honey. You haven't loved yourself. That's why they haven't worked. So, the thing is that you have to become the things that we want to attract. And I think I've said that before. And it's really just showing up over and over and over. That we have to become the things that we want to attract in our life, right? So this book was really empowering, and these messages that I got today were very empowering as well. Now the other book that I'm reading, that I'm just starting to get into the mix of that. It's a chapter on self love, but that's the title of the chapter is flexing your self love muscle. So I thought that was kind of cool, considering the fact that I had a vlog on flexing your mental muscles. So hopefully over the next couple weeks I can learn to start flexing my self love muscles as well. So those are my big takeaways. So in summary, the two big takeaways for today was self-love and self-compassion. So when we talk about self-love, we're speaking in the fact of accepting ourselves 100%. That means the great stuff, so to speak. That means the areas that are not so fabulous, But that's what that is, self-love. And then the other part of that is self-compassion. So that means that we are not judging ourselves for those not so great areas, because we're not the things that we do. We're just us. Like I am still Andrea Fitzgerald, whether I do X, Y, and Z or whether I do not. If I make this mistake, I'm still me. It doesn't matter if I do something fabulous, I'm still me. So I think those were the big takeaways. And then also being okay being alone, because I think that's how you channel and you learn to love yourself. Because hey, when you're by yourself, hey, you can't depend on nobody else. You gotta you gotta be your own best friend. You gotta pick your own stuff up. So those are my big takeaways today. So self-love, self-compassion, and learning to be our own best friends and being okay being alone. So it's the Dorky Jock signing off. I'm out.